and we are in the kitchen today. I am bringing you a Chipotle restaurant salad copycat recipe, and if you want to know how to make those delicious salads for a fraction of the price, then stay tuned. This video is in part of the YouTube Mommy Meetup Grilling collaboration. Every day in the month of April, there will be a new video with a delicious grilling recipe or helpful grilling tips. So make sure to check out the playlist link in the description box below. Welcome back, guys. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna have more copycat recipes coming your way to help you save money and still eat delicious foods, which will be helpful in the no spend month coming up. Anyways, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let's get started. So to get started, we are going to start with getting our marinade ready for the chicken. So what you're gonna need is about 5 pounds of chicken, a 1/4 cup of oil, about 6 cloves of garlic, about 7 ounces of chipotle peppers in their adobo sauce. If you don't want it quite as spicy, you can leave out the peppers and just use the sauce. Half of a red onion, and then for our seasoning, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. I used half a teaspoon of ground oregano, but you could also use 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. 1/4 teaspoon of California chili powder. You could also use some dried ancho chili powder. Half a teaspoon of ground black pepper and half a teaspoon of salt. And you also might need some water to add in at the end, depending on how juicy your adobo sauce is. Now for the easiest part, we're just gonna dump all of this into a blender, not the chicken. Okay, so we have our marinade all mixed up. You want to get the consistency a little bit thicker than a salad dressing, but definitely you don't want to get it too runny because you want to make sure that it clings to the chicken itself. So now you just make sure that your chicken is in a Ziploc bag or whichever, or a bowl or something that you want to use to marinate it in. Then we're just going to pour the marinade into the bag. Then we're going to close it up and make sure that all of the chicken gets covered. Okay, so now we can set that in the fridge and let it marinate for half an hour to overnight. The longer it marinades, the more flavor the chicken is going to take in, and then we'll head out to the grill with this. In the meantime, we're going to be getting the salad dressing, the rice, the beans, and the veggies all ready for this delicious salad. Now for what completely makes the salad. Any salad usually has similar ingredients, but it is the dressing that always makes the salad for me. So for this Chipotle honey vinaigrette, you are going to need 3/4 cups of vegetable oil. Olive oil is going to probably taste best. Vegetable oil also works as a cheaper alternative. You're going to use 2 chipotle peppers in adobo sauce, 2 cloves of garlic, a 1/4 cup of honey, 6 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. I'm actually using apple cider vinegar only because that's what I had at home, and I'm all about using what you have at home. It's not going to change the taste too much for this recipe. Then for our seasonings, we have 1½ teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and I used a 1/4 teaspoon of ground oregano, but if you have dried oregano, you're going to use half a teaspoon. Next up is to combine it all into the blender. Super easy. Okay, now to make our cilantro lime rice, all you're gonna need is 1 cup of rice. You're going to cook your rice as the package directs, but instead of doing a 2-to-1 ratio with the rice, you're going to use 1 cup of uncooked rice, 1 cup of water, and then 1 cup of chicken broth. Then you're going to use half a bunch of chopped cilantro and the juice from 1 lime. And then all you do is you add it in, and then fluff it together. Okay, and now for the black beans. All you're gonna need is 1 can of black beans. I just strained a little bit of the juice out, but not all of it. Half a cup of tomato sauce, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pepper, and then 1 tablespoon of lime juice. All we have to do is mix these together and then heat it up on the stove. And then you're just gonna heat it up over a medium-high heat until it is nice and warm. Okay, the next thing we're gonna be getting ready are the fajita veggies that I think add a lot of flavor to their salad. So I like to include them in my salad. You can leave them out if you don't like them, but I give it a 2 big thumbs up. So all it is 2 green bell peppers sliced, half of a red onion sliced. I cut mine a little bit smaller than they do, but anyways, it tastes really good. 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then we have 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and I did a 1/4 teaspoon of ground oregano because that's what I had in my cupboard, but if you have dried oregano, you're gonna wanna use a teaspoon. Oh, and then you're also gonna need a Ziploc bag to get them marinating. All that's left to do before we head out to the grill is dump all your veggies into the bag. Add in your olive oil. Give that a quick toss. Then in your seasonings. We're gonna shake that up to get everything coated. And that's it. Now they're ready for the grill. To get the full Chipotle Mexican grill flavors, you're going to want to head out to your barbecue, but you can definitely cook your veggies and your chicken on a pan or roast them in your oven. If you're out on your barbecue, you're going to want to have your grill on medium-high heat and let your grill heat up, then spray it with some nonstick cooking spray, being careful, and then put your chicken down and you're going to let that cook for about 5 to 8 minutes on each side until your chicken reads 160 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature, and then bring it inside and let it cool down on a plate for about 5 to 10 more minutes before you start chopping it up. Now for the veggies. To grill sliced veggies, I like to use this grilling pan. You can find them at any major retailer really, like Target, but to use it, just place it on your barbecue over high heat, let it sit for a few minutes so the pan itself gets really hot, then spray with nonstick cooking spray and then add in your veggies. Stir the veggies occasionally so they don't burn on one side. They only need to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. You want them to still have a bit of a crunch when they are finished cooking. All that's left is to start layering up your salad however you want it. Hope you guys like this Chipotle Mexican Grill Copycat recipe. Check out the description box below to grab your free printable recipe. I plan to have more Copycat recipes for you guys coming up, so don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!